Hey people, welcome to 5Cast, 5CA's brand new video podcast series. I'm Dimitris, a marketing specialist here at 5CA, and together with me is Abhinav, our AI and product development manager. Hey Abhinav.
Hey Demi, thank you for having me here.
Today we're going to be diving into something that we're really excited about, our in-house AI translation portal. We're going to be talking about why we built it, how we did it, and how it's transforming the multilingual support industry as a whole. First of all, let's have a quick look at the platform.
Hello everyone, welcome to this 5CA translation portal tutorial. What's interesting on this tool is that right below the input text, we can see 3 drop-down menus with languages, glossaries, and providers. One of the features of the 5CA translation portal is, of course, the ability to do translations. But unlike with other providers, we are not tied to only one source of translations. We use DeepL, we use Microsoft, and we also use Google. So depending on the language that you want to translate, the tool itself will be able to detect which one of these engines works best for you. And let's actually translate some text. So let's input some Spanish. Hola, mi nombre es Nahuel. Hello, my name is Nahuel. So let's translate it. And as you can see, perfectly translated, very fast as well. Ciao.
So Abhinav, what is actually 5CA's AI translation portal?
All right. So the translation portal which 5C has created, I would say it's an always online service which enables agents to offer support in languages that is not their native language as well. And in terms of the features, I would say in addition to the translation itself, based on the discussions that we had with stakeholders and the feedback that we received, we've included the ability to add glossaries, which basically means that you can include project-specific context or jargon. The other thing I would say is the ability to choose different providers. So we have 4 providers at the moment: Microsoft, Google, DeepL, and recently we added OpenAI, or Azure OpenAI, because of security reasons. The other is the ability to indicate whether you want the translations to be done in an informal or a formal tone. And we also have an additional option to actually extract text from the images. So basically OCR capabilities are inbuilt within the platform. So yeah, that's pretty much
Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. And what problem would you say that our AI translation portal is solving?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I would say, I think the first thing to understand over here is that this was more of an organic response to an emerging trend among our clients and the industry. One of the biggest problems it helps us solve is that English agents are obviously more cost effective when compared to multilingual agents. So it definitely helps bring down the cost. The other is that many a times you have agents in different languages not being fully utilized because of the volume that the project needs to handle. And still those are expensive to maintain. So now that is kind of being tackled because you are able to deploy English agents to tackle all different languages. Another point that I would handle is that if you were to use one of the open providers which are there on the internet, the data that you pass can be used for training. So there can be challenges with respect to privacy. So something that we had to keep in mind and is important for our clients. So none of the data that you pass through the translation service is ever used for any training of the model or anything like that. And it's securely stored with respect to compliance.
So it's secure as well, right?
It's secure as well, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Interesting. All right. And do you have any success stories that has this being used at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment we have multiple clients actually using this service quite actively. Clients who used to have quite a few multilingual agents in the past have initially when they started with using the translation service, and they still had multilingual agents, obviously just to try it out. But eventually when they were comfortable with the service, they realized that it can actually do the job quite effectively. And then in many instances, the clients have completely migrated from having multilingual agents to just English agents now. And this also indirectly had an impact with the quality alignment, because now you just have to manage the same pool of full-time working employees instead of having a dispersed group of employees or agents across different languages.
Oh, that's very interesting. And have we encountered any increase, let's say, or any differentiations in KPIs in that respect?
Okay, so with respect to the KPIs, there's definitely improvements in terms of the handling time. And that kind of comes down to how you have SLAs within the project. So sometimes because of different multilingual needs, you can't have agents across the entire 24-hour period because it'll be expensive to maintain as well. So the SLAs can be quite high. But with the translation service and with the agent pool, which is already existing on the English language, you are able to service those tickets in a faster way. So the SLA definitely comes down. What we have noticed on the other side is that the customer satisfaction or the CSAT, we haven't ever noticed any noticeable drop or anything like that. So that is also an indicator in a way that the service is having a positive impact on the overall performance of the agents and also the service that is being provided to the customers.
Wow. Okay, very interesting. And what would you say was the biggest challenge we try to build this platform?
Yeah, interesting question. So I think one of the things that you need to make sure when you're building a service like this is that it gives you the output that you want. And where we are good at is that we have a lot of agents in-house who have actively helped us in refining this system when we were building it. Based on the discussions, what we also learned is, and that's the features that we then kind of introduced there. So in order to customize it to the project needs and align it with what the client definitely needs at the end of the day, that's when we introduce the glossary management system, which captures the context or the jargons for that specific client, the tone that I previously introduced, the formality and informality, and we also or always allow the agents to have full control at the end of the day of the translation. So if there's a certain modification that needs to be made, they can always come in or test that and accordingly reply.
Very cool.
Tickets.
Very cool. Okay. And let's get into some more specifics. So German has been historically a very hard language to translate.
Yeah.
And customers are quite demanding in that sense when it comes to customer support. So how has the AI translation platform helped solve these kind of situations?
Yeah. Again, a very good question, I would say. So for the German language, historically a very hard language to tackle. What we have done is provide or have the ability for the admins or operations to select different providers by default for the German language. And as I mentioned, the ability to select whether you want to have a formality tone or not. So let's say from a provider perspective, if DeepL is far better, for instance, when it comes to German, you can mention that as default in the settings. So it always goes back to that. And then the tone on top of it kind of helps improve. And then you have the glossary management tool. So when you bring all of this together, what we have noticed on projects is that the performance, we have never really actually come across an issue with respect to the translation performance or the feedback that we've got from our agents or clients. So whatever it is, that it's doing its job quite well.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, and you touched upon glossaries quite a few times. So what about the ability to change glossaries?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can always, as an admin, think of it like if you have two different users, as an admin, you have the ability to upload new glossaries, edit the glossary items that you have, and even delete glossaries. But as an agent who's going to be using the system, obviously we have limited the rights where as an agent you can view the glossaries so that not everyone can just go ahead and make changes to it or update it.
Okay. Interesting feature, let's say. All right. And this all sounds very interesting, if I may say.
Yeah.
But what would you say, in your opinion, is the main differentiator or the main differentiators of why would someone try or select our AI translation platform and not something that's out there.
Yeah. So, in addition to the ones that we discussed in the beginning, where obviously we tackle the data security side of it and the providers, so we're also giving the option to choose from multiple providers, not just one provider. I think the one thing that I do want to highlight, and that is inherent of what we are as an organization, is that clients are looking for a one-stop solution. They necessarily don't want human support or agent support from one vendor or provider and then go for translation services to another party, which kind of makes it cumbersome for them. So that's where I think where we have been able to provide the most value, where everything is provided to our clients under one shop. That's what I would say.
Okay, it sounds very interesting as a whole. All right, so that was it, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. This was our first episode once again, and looking forward to welcoming you to the second one.
Thanks.
Stay tuned.